So today, everyone is using AI and asking AI. It seems like AI is our God, but do you believe AI can predict our future? Please raise your hand if you think yes. Okay. In the beginning of this year, my niece told me, Auntie, you don't need a fortune teller anymore. You know, the ChatGPT can calculate your destiny of the year. I say, oh, really? So, of course, I try. And it said, oh, 2026 is a fantastic year, and you will be very successful in your career. And around the same time, my manager told me, oh, Brenda, I like your work. I want you to come to the US and Mexico this year. And I just feel like, wow, everything was lined up. And I feel so positive and confident. And 1 month later, I was called into a room. And my manager said, Brenda, I'm sorry, but I need to let you go. I was like, what? I was so shocked. And in that moment, I feel I got betrayed by my manager, or even this AI. It just made me wonder, if AI know everything, how come it didn't see this big storm coming? So I was trying to figure out what exactly AI is doing. So AI is collecting the massive amount of historic data and identify the pattern and calculate the probability of future events. So AI is a master of logic. It looks at the past and predict the future. But now the problem is, if AI tells us this path is safe and everyone follow the same, are they still safe? It will become very crowded or even risky. It's same to our stock market. If everyone follow the same trend, then there is no opportunity. So in finance, we call alpha. The profit above the market average only comes from seeing or knowing that others haven't yet. So today, the NVIDIA CEO, James Huang, also comment, the smartest people, who is the person can feel the fire, can sense the unspoken, and preempt the problem before it appears. And since I'm start looking for my next chapter, my direction, and I'm trying to thinking, what kind of skill should I develop to survive this AI fast-changing world? And it's obvious that I think it must be something that logical cannot replicate. And my first thought was being a fortune teller. Can seeking a good fortune and avoid a misfortune. But there is something even more fascinating. Thinking about the animals, thinking about the birds. They don't have the big data. They don't have the 2026 Destiny app. But they always know where to fly. And they can fly thousands of miles without GPS. And some animals, they can sense the natural disaster, like flooding or earthquake, and escape before it comes. Why? Because they don't use the logic. They use the sensing, which is a subtle awareness. And we, as a human, used to have this. We call intuition. Yeah. And we always believe we are more advanced than animals because the rational mind. But the thing is, our intuition doesn't shout. It just whispers. And our rational mind is more like screaming voice. Very loud and noisy, always occupied by the social media, the work, and endless information. So it will become even harder and harder to reconnect our intuition and hear the quiet inner voice. So what to do? How to develop our intuition? I'm still learning. So first, we need to slow down and drop our head to our heart. And take the deep breaths can calm our nervous system and bring our attention inward. Actually, our intuition is the sharpest in the morning, the moment when we wake up before we get the phone. So trust our guts before the data of the day flow in. And when making a decision, don't just rely on the logic and data point. Believe our gut, body, instead of overthinking. Sometimes when we feel our gut get tightened, that is a signal. Sometimes we feel very relaxed, excited, and light, that is also the signal. And we also try to step back and observe ourselves from outside, like third-person perspective. And second, practice the mindfulness and meditation. That is the most powerful tools to connect our intuition. So yes, 2026 didn't start what AI predict for me, but it is not the value of the destiny. It's a wake-up call to my internal sensor. It tells me that the future is not something to be calculated. It's something to be felt. And we don't let the algorithm to tell us who we are and where we are going. So user data, yes, it's powerful, but we also trust our guts because our greatest advantage is this natural intelligence. So use our eye, keep our eye on the data, but keep our foot on the floor and keep our heart open. Thank you.